This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, so with the speaking, as we started, we've looked at from part 1 to part 4. Part 1 to part 4. So the whole of speaking, we said that the speaking is divided into 8 tasks. So with the 8 tasks, we have task 1 that is giving of advice. We've talked about it. Task 2, talking about a personal experience. We've talked about it. Task 3, describing a scene. Task 4, making predictions. Task 5, comparing and persuading. Task 6, dealing with a difficult situation. Task 7, expressing opinions. And then task 8, describing an unusual situation. So we are done with task 1 to task 4. So task 1, task 2, task 3, that is when you are given a picture to describe. The same picture will come again for task 4. Then you, based on the scene or based on the picture, you make predictions. Today we are going to talk about task 5 and then task 6. Task 5 and task 6. That is what we will be talking about tonight. Okay, so let's move to task 5 and task 6. All right. So we are scrolling down to task 5 and task 6. Then we will discuss that. But before that, I'll just encourage, or I'll just say thank you to all those that subscribe to my channel so far. So far, I'm having 29 subscribers. So I posted it into the group, and most of you did justice to subscribing to the channel. So we are just helping each other to grow. So thank you for those that subscribe. But if you haven't done so, I will kindly plead that you help by subscribing to the channel. Anytime that we are done with a Zoom lesson, I post it on the channel. I think I haven't posted the last one for the speaking. So this one is for the speaking task 1 and 2. So I'll post the speaking task 3 and 4 so that I'll post again the 5 and 6 that we'll be doing today. So we are moving straight to the 5 and 6.
I don't know, Gab, I can't hear from my side.
But you can hear me now.
Okay, yes, I can hear you now.
Why is it that when I try to, okay. Okay, I think it's okay now. All right. All right. So let's go back. So I guess everyone can hear me now. So with the comparing and persuading, you'll be asked to compare two options. You have options A and B. Then you'll be asked to compare them and persuade someone to choose one. So you need to highlight the advantages of your choice while briefly mentioning the other option. So you have 30 seconds to prepare and then 60 seconds to talk about it. You have 30 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to talk about it. So what at all does an examiner look for? What examiners look for in the tax 5? Clear comparison of the two options. So you mention both choices, but you focus on your preferred one. You use persuasive reasoning. You explain why your choice is better. They will check your fluency and organization. So you speak smoothly with logical transitions. Then you use varied vocabulary and sentence structures. So you can use simple sentences, complex sentences, compound sentences. You can use that. Then again, what are you supposed to do when you see the tax 5? What are you supposed to do when you see the tax 5? So I want us to go back and have a look at the tax 5. How does it look like on their portal? How does the tax 5 looks like? Okay, so let's sign into my account and then see how the tax 5 looks like. So let's come here. Let's take the practice 12 and then see how the tax 5 looks like. So we are doing speaking. Let's move on to speaking tax 5. Since you've done tax 1 to tax 4, I'll just skip so that we move on to tax 5. Yes, so this is how the tax 5 appears. So when it appears like this, you have the instruction, comparing and persuading. This tax is made up of 3 parts. You choose an option, preparation time, and then speaking. So that is what we will be looking at. So the tax 5, he said that you have 2 options. So like this, comparing and persuading. Your niece is turning 9 years old and your family has asked you to plan her birthday party. You find 2 suitable options using the pictures and information below. Choose the option that you prefer. In the next section, you will need to persuade a family member that your choice is the better choice. If you do not choose an option, the computer will choose one for you. You do not need to speak for this part. So this is the 2 options. So the first option or the first thing is you'll be given 2 options like this. Then under each option, this is a birthday clown. So with the birthday clowns, they've given an information about it. So you have cost, that is $100 for 2 hours. Children can watch comedy shows. Children can be involved in the show and each child receives. Okay, let me go back. Then again, you have receives a balloon shaped like an animal of their choice. Then this one too, this is poultry making. It costs 120 per 8 children. Paint and decorate the poultry, learn to make bowls, plates, or mugs, and children can take home their own creation. So we have these 2
This one is
options,
educative.
okay, to choose. You have these 2 options to choose. So the first interface is that you have 2 options, as I was describing here. So when you have these 2 options, one is you analyze the option. Please, if you join, kindly mute yourself. Kindly mute yourself. So when you have the 2 options like this, you analyze the options. What do we mean by analyzing the options? In analyzing the options, you identify the key differences between the 2 options. You identify the key differences between the 2 options. You think about which one is better and why. You consider 2 to 3 strong reasons to support your choice. Also, you structure your response. So a well-structured response will sound more convincing and fluent. So your introduction is briefly introduce both options. You clearly state your preferred choice. For example, when you have two options. For example, there are two options to consider: taking a vacation at the beach or in mountains. While both have their own advantages, I strongly believe that a beach vacation is the better choice. So looking at this, let me go back again. Looking at these two options, you can decide that there are two options here, both birthday clones and pottery making. But looking at the situation now, I think that birthday clowns have more advantage over the pottery making. Or looking at the situation now, I think pottery making has more advantage over the birthday clowns. You can start by saying that. So after clearly stating your option, two, you maintain or you talk about your main comparison and persuasion. So after taking your stance, you compare both options and briefly mention the other, but focus on your choice. You give two or three strong reasons to support your argument. For example, first, the beach offers relaxation and fun activities like swimming, sunbathing, and beach volleyball. In contrast, a mountain vacation can be physically demanding with long hikes and unpredictable weather. Second, the beach is a perfect place to unwind and enjoy fresh seafood while listening to the waves. On the other hand, mountain vacation may not have as many dining options and require more preparation for outdoor activities. Lastly, beach destinations often have many hotels and resorts, making it easy to find comfortable accommodation. In comparison, mountain lodges are more isolated and might not have all the amenities people want on vacation. So with this, the person is given three strong reasons. But at the same time, the person is going in for the beach, but sometimes he swerves to talk up a little bit about the mountain vacation. The person is routing for the beach vacation, but at some point in time, he will come in and then talk about the mountain vacation. But he's making a strong case for the beach vacation. He's making a strong case for the beach vacation. So anytime that you are talking about an option, you can swerve to talk a little bit. You can swerve to talk about a little bit about the one that you didn't choose, but stick to your option. Stick to your option. Okay, then in conclusion, you summarize why your choice is better. You end with a strong persuasive statement. For example, for these reasons, or for the above reasons, or for the aforementioned reasons, I think a beach vacation is the best option. It provides a balance of relaxation and fun with plenty of entertainment and great food. If you are looking for a stress-free and enjoyable getaway, the beach is definitely the way to go. Then you conclude by that way. So with that, um, you'll be done with the part five. So we've read all these. You've read all these. You give an introduction, um, making a stance for your option. Then you give us the reasons why you're choosing that. Then you conclude, giving a summary of why you choose your option. So this is a general scoring tips. Use strong comparison words. For example, in contrast, on the other hand, compared to. You use persuasive phrases like I strongly believe or this is the best choice because. Then again, you stay fluent and confident. You stay fluent and confident. Then you give clear reasons. You give clear reasons. You use varied sentences structures. So you can use these tips using strong comparison words like in contrast, on the other hand, compared to. You can use that. You use some persuasive words or phrases like I strongly believe this is the best choice because, then you state your choice. So let's move on to the test, the practice test, and then see how it looks like. So coming back again, this is how the tax 5 looks like. So with this, you'll be given that it is made up of 3 parts. So this is the first part. You'll be given 2 options. Then you'll be given some preparation time, 1 minute preparation time to make a choice. It's either you are supposed to choose either of these. If you don't choose, the computer will have the chance to choose for you. So you read the things that they've written under each, and then you see the ones that you can talk. You can have more words to talk about. The ones that it will be very easy for you to talk about. So you read the ones here, the qualifications or the properties that they've written under the options. So let's say if I want to choose this, I'll just click on that. Then after the preparation time, it will move to the next stage. Or I can click next. So let's say I've chosen this. So when you choose it, it will move to the next stage. When it goes to the next stage, you will see that a family member is suggesting that you host an eating competition for the birthday party. Persuade your family member that the option you chose is more suitable by comparing the two. So now you're supposed to compare the two. You still have 1 minute preparation time. This is your choice. So you are convincing the person that the person has chosen this one, but you're going to convince the person that he should go for your choice. So you are going to use these words to talk about your choice in convincing the person that he or she shouldn't go in for this, but the person should go in for your choice. So you have 1 minute to think about what you're supposed to talk about. After the 1 minute preparation time, you have 1 minute to talk about it. So when you are talking about, you are comparing these two. So you can see that this costs $300. This costs $100. Children can take leftovers home. Children can watch comedy shows. Children can eat as much as they want, which includes hamburgers, ice cream, onions, donuts, and spaghetti. Children can be involved in the show, and each child receives a balloon shaped like an animal of their choice. So with these two, you're comparing that though this is good, but it is expensive. Although it is expensive, but children can take home. But looking at the birthday clowns, children can watch comedy shows, of which you think the children might feel excited in watching the comedy show. Also, the children can be involved in the show, and each child can receive a balloon shaped like an animal of their choice. You can talk something little about this, but maintain your choice. Maintain by sticking to your choice. So this is all about the part 5. You have 2 options. You choose. You have another option again that you have to persuade your person or persuade your friend or persuade your family member that the person should go in for your choice. Before we click on sample responses, we listen to sample responses. If you have any question about the part 5, you can ask. If you have any question about the part 5, you can ask before we move on.
Okay, the comparison is not between the first two pictures that was shown, right?
No. So let me go back again. So when you get this for the first 2 pictures, you will not be asked to talk. You'll be just given the preparation time. You won't be asked to talk. So the comparison wouldn't be between these two. But you have to watch the situation that you've been given and then choose something that you can talk about. So let's say the first one I chose this, but let's say the second time I'm choosing this one, or this is my choice. Let's say this is my choice. So when the 1 minute is over, I can decide to click next. It will move to the next page. So I have to compare between this, my choice, and then this one. the picture will be on it just like this. So we'll be looking at the things that they've written under each picture. So under your choice, you talk about it using these qualities about your choice. You can swerve to talk a little bit about this one because it might have some advantages. But though these will be having some advantage, but stick to your choice. You have to convince or you persuade the person that though this might have some advantages, but this is your choice. So the person should go by your choice. So yes, it wouldn't be the comparison for the first picture, but the comparison will be when you make your choice. Another picture will pop up, then you talk about it.
Okay, thank you.
So if anyone has a question, is there anyone with a question? Okay, then let's move on. Let's go and listen to some responses. Let's listen to some of the responses. Okay. So let's listen to 4 to 5, a response of 4 to 5.
I could say the first option on a eating competition should be the best one because there's gonna be a huge variety of food. Every children could take everything they want to home. The children can eat much as they want. And the best part, every children like hamburgers. They will remind some kind of McDonald's or Burger King stuff. And after that, they could enjoy music with ice cream, onions, donuts, and spaghetti. Everything of the every kind of these stuff will be sharing by each single kid at the party. They will talk each other. They shouldn't they should enjoy it because they're gonna share playing games. They will talk as a lot as they can, and for sure they will laugh.
Okay. Let's listen to a response of 7 to 8.
I've chosen the option for pottery making. I think this is a more feasible option as compared to the eating competition. Firstly, this is less expensive, and the cost is $120 for 8 children, as there would be more children coming to the party. This makes more sense, and also the children will be able to learn to paint and they'll get a new experience designing the pottery. They will learn how to make bowls, plates, and mugs, and they can create their own creation. They can use their own imagination and their own designs. Which could be reflected in those pottery, and they can use their own choice colors and will be able to take home their own creations. While the eating competition would be a lot of food and it would cause a lot of wastage as well.
Okay. Then let's look at a response of 10 to 12.
I feel for this particular birthday party that my niece Haley would enjoy the pottery more. The first point that I'd like to make is that it costs $120 per 8 children. She doesn't really have that many friends anyway, so the cost of the eating competition um, is $300, and it's also unhealthy for the children. So, with the creative benefits from the pottery class, I feel like pottery class immediately trumps anything that the eating competition can possibly do. I'm sure some children would definitely agree to an eating competition over a pottery class, but my niece is actually an avid artist, um, and her friends are also in the same art class and they get along really well and they hang out all the time. So I feel like that is a far better choice in this situation.
Okay. So that is how the tax 5 looks like. That is how the tax 5 looks like. So if you have any question, you can ask. I will allow 2 people to practice. I'll allow just 2 people to practice. If you want to try one question, I can get you one question so that you can try here before we move on. Just 2 people. So if you are ready to try something like that, let me know so that we will try. If there isn't anyone, we will move on to the part 6. Or if you have any question too, you can ask.
I want to try.
Dab,
Yeah.
I want to try to. I ready.
Okay. I think a lady spoke that you want to try.
Yeah, Francis.
Okay. If that was Francisca, let me go back and then let you try this question and let's see. Or let me go in for another question. Let me go in for a different one. Okay, so Francisca, prepare yourself.
King test in
Okay. So Francisca, you have so when you tell me which one you want to choose, maybe the left, maybe A or B, you tell me which one to choose so that I will click on that. So
Okay.
Francisca, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay.
One.
Which one?
This one.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. So you still have time.
Can you go up? Let me read the up. What is on the
Okay.
upside?
Okay, now you have this is your choice. You have to compare these two. So you have some few minutes to do that, to prepare. So this is the preparation time. So we have 2 things to compare. So this is what you talk about. You're persuading the person to still accept this one. The person has chosen this one again. So you have to convince the person. So you have 1 minute to talk about it.
Okay, there are 2 options here to compare. One is a classic swing set, and the other one is all-in-one playground set. For me, I will choose the all-in-one playground set. Though the classic swing set looks simple and is easy to maintain, however, the all-in-one playground set is looks more sophisticated, very attractive, and it's suitable for the ages of the children that we have in our community. And is also designed for younger children to climb, and it can accommodate up to 20 children at a time. And it's not as expensive as the classic swing. I think.
So time is up. I think I'm not getting the audio for maybe start talking and then time is up. But when we are talking and then you hear time is up, you stop talking because it was skipped to the next question. So that was a very good try. You did well. You spoke about the two. That is good. That is good. But I just want those of us here to comment on that. What do you think was missing? Or what do you think she did good? Let's pass out our comments.
Okay, for me, he was able to tell us the number of people that can use the all-in-one, and compared to the inexpensive one, it only contains 2 people, but this one is contains 20 people. So with
Yeah.
that one, he did very well over there.
Okay. Is there anyone with any comments about how she did?
Yeah,
Okay,
that
so
she did very well. She was able to convince me. However, I didn't see any amount stated on it to be able to compare that this is expensive or this is less expensive. That is where I don't know. I am not seeing it. So is it also? I mean, is it good to add?
so what
Oh,
The
are you
cost,
watching
okay.
are you
So the
watching the
other
screen?
one is inexpensive.
Yeah.
So the one she selected, they didn't state any amount on it, right? So meaning it will
Yeah.
be expensive, right?
Yeah, you can predict that.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
can
But
look
she
in.
did very well.
That's
I'm so
Okay.
proud of
multiple.
I'm so proud of you, Francisca. I hope I can do the same.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah, that was good. Your talking pace was good. You weren't rushing. It was okay. You were so relaxed and then talking. So anything that you say about this should be from here, should be from the things that they've written under it. If you talk about this one, it should be from here. So that was a good one. So let me find another one for IRB to also try. Let me find one for IRB to also try. So when we are done with this, then we'll move on to the part 6. Okay.
Speaking test.
Okay, so you have the two options. So let me know which one you want to choose.
okay. I'll go for B.
This one.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. So let me scroll down. Still have some 25 seconds. So you can still read. Don't rush yourself to click on next. You can still read and understand what you're about to talk about.
Please, can it go down a little bit? Up, up.
Yeah, the picture will come again.
Okay, okay.
So don't worry.
All right.
So you have to convince the person. Okay. So
Yes.
preparation time, you have 1 minute. So when you get 1 minute like this, you have to be thinking about what you want to talk about. Sometimes you can jot something down very fast, jot some points that this is what I'm going to talk about, so that your everything that you say or whatever you talk about will be structured. So this is your friend's choice. This is your choice. Using these words, using these phrases and sentences, you talk about your choice. You persuade your friend.
Okay, I'll go comparing both the ice swimming and the blowing. I prefer the blowing because that one, the cost involved of renting the shoe is $5, which is less expensive, and we can work in teams to win. While the swimming in the ice, the area, the swimming pool is has frozen and it's more expensive, $15 for each pool access. And the boring tool has full manual available for at the restaurant. They have their own menu, so you can enjoy yourself over there and work as a team. Whilst the swimming tool, though they provide a towel after the swimming.
Okay, your time is up. Your time is up. The time moves faster. Okay, so guys, let's pass out our comments. Let's pass out our comments. Yeah. How or what did he do right? What didn't he do correctly? Let's comment on what he said.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So I think he did okay. There are a couple of things I realized. I guess I read somewhere we are not supposed to mention the prices, right? Like if you have figures in there, you could say expensive, less expensive and all that, but mentioning the figures, you are not supposed to do that. And I heard that from his narrative. That's what I can say.
You said you heard it somewhere.
Yeah, a couple of items. You are not supposed to mention the figures.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the
Like,
amount of the money involved, we shouldn't
yes,
mention that one.
yes, you are not
Okay.
supposed to mention.
Okay. I'm not aware of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not aware of that, but it's okay. Maybe you listened or you heard it somewhere and then you are drawing our attention. So I'll
Oh,
find out whether it still holds or
okay.
everyone has an idea of this. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's okay. You are drawing our attention. So if like comparing the two, this is 15, this is 5, you can generally say that this one is more expensive
More
than
expensive than, yeah.
without maybe literally mentioning the prices.
Well noted.
Okay. Okay, so I think yeah, you did well.
And
I think you did well.
there's another thing I noticed when he was speaking, like he started with like this the last part, decide where we have $15 for all. That is the part where we have the price. He mentioned that place before the middle one, so I don't know if it's right.
Like he mentioned this one before the
Yes,
free
before
towel.
the free tour, yeah. So I don't know
Yeah.
if it's right.
So with the options or with the words that they write under any picture, you can talk about the last one first,
Okay,
or you
okay,
can talk
okay,
about any, just
okay,
that you are talking about it.
okay, okay,
So it doesn't mean that if this is first, you should talk about this one first.
okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think
Yeah.
my or maybe kind of a question. If, for instance, we are talking about the points under each option, can you like give reason? Like here they say work with your team to win against others.
Yes.
So can
Yes,
you maybe here
you can
say
add.
this
Yeah.
gives like this bowling game like gives an opportunity for building team skills, like because
Yes.
have an option, you have an option to work as a team to win against the other one.
Yes,
You,
that is a good move. For
okay.
example, let's go back and then read this one.
Let's see.
Let's go back and read this one.
Yeah.
So
Dad,
making
please,
the option,
please, is it more like the one you selected, you have to give advantages of what you selected over the and give disadvantages of what you didn't select? Is that the case?
okay. So this is the whole thing. It's comparing and persuading, right? You are going to compare these two, and then you persuade the person that though he had a choice, or this is his choice, but he should still go in for that. So you are talking anything positive about yours. You're talking anything positive about yours, but you can swerve a little bit and say something positive about this one. This might be less expensive than your choice, but you think that it has full menu available at the restaurant. All right. So it doesn't mean that talk advantages about this one and talk disadvantages about this one. You can rightly say something positive about this too, but it doesn't mean that you're telling your friend to go in for this. So if I had if I had these options, I can just suggest that you know that we are in the winter. So choosing the ice swimming wouldn't be something good.
Wouldn't be that healthy for us. Yeah.
Yes. Though swim in icy water, they provide free towel. It is $15 or it's less expensive, and you can have it for all day, full access. But you think that we can come and have an icy water swim in the summer? Though the ice swimming provides, then give some helpful benefits of the ice swimming. But you think that this time we should go in for the bowling, because the bowling you
It's
have time
indoor.
to work with your team to win against other teams, which someone was suggesting, which can create a team bonding between, or a great relationship between our friends. So it doesn't mean that talk some disadvantages about, you can have an advantage over the one that you didn't choose. So when we come back to this one, let's read here again. Let's go back and then read here again. So main comparison. Compare both options. Briefly mention the other, but focus on your choice. Briefly mention the other, but focus on your choice. So let's look at the example. So he says, first, the person chose beach vacation. So first, the beach offers relaxation and fun activities like swimming, sunbathing, and beach volleyball. So this is talking about the beach offers or the beach vacation. Then he says, in contrast, that is to the other hand that he didn't choose. A mountain vacation can be physically demanding with long hikes and unpredictable weather. So the person is talking something disadvantage about the other thing. And he's talking something disadvantage about the other thing. But he's still making a point for his choice. Then second, he make a point for the beach vacation. Then he talks again. On the other hand, mountain vacations may not have as many dining options and require more preparation for outdoor activities. Okay, but he's still making a point for his choice. Then the last one, he talks about the beach vacation. Then in comparison, mountain lodges are more isolated and might not have all the amenities people want on vacation. Now, any point that he talks about his choice, he swerves and then talks something about the other choice, relating that though it has this, it has that, but I'm going in for my choice. So yes, you can talk a disadvantage about the other thing, but it might have an advantage that you can as well talk about it, but you have to maintain your choice. So that is it. So someone is asking a question that, did you say we only use the points listed under each to analyze and defend ourselves? Yes, you use the points under each to analyze and defend yourself, but you can add some little explanation. Talking for 1 minute, when you go to the test center, you testify. When you go to the test center, you testify that it is not that lengthy, that 1 minute. It comes like 30 seconds. So when you keep on practicing, you get to know how it goes or how it looks like. Okay, so if there is any question for the part 6 for the part 5, kindly ask before we move on to the part 6. Kindly ask before we move on to the part 6. Okay, so this is part 5. This is part 5. This is part 5, comparing and then persuading. Comparing and persuading.